Welcome back. This is Lord Fafnir with another segment of our Messages in the Music. This time, you're going to be treated to a song from one of the world's best-selling bands and one of my personal favorite groups, that being the Eagles. But the tune for today's segment is not one of their hit songs. So unless you're an Eagles fan, you may never actually have heard of this song. It was an album cut off of the album called One of These Nights from the mid-1970s. The song is called After the Thrill Is Gone, and this song can be interpreted in many ways. First, I'll sing you the lyrics. Second, I'll give you a summary of the interpretation of the song's meaning by those who wrote and sang the song originally, that being Glenn Frey and Don Henley. Finally, I'll tell you why this came into my head and became selected for this particular segment. Same dances in the same old shoes. Some habits that you just can't lose. There's no telling what a man might use after the thrill is gone. The flame rises, but it soon descends. Empty pages and a frozen pen. You're not quite lovers and you're not quite friends after the thrill is gone. What can you do when your dreams come true and it's not quite like you planned? What have you done to be losing the one you held it so tight in your hand? Time passes and you must move on. Half the distance takes you quite as long, but still you keep on singing for the sake of the song. After the thrill is gone. You're afraid you might fall out of fashion, and you're feeling cold and small. Any kind of love without passion, well, that ain't no kind of loving at all. Same dances in the same old shoes. You get too careful with the steps you choose. You don't care about winning, but you don't want to lose after the thrill is gone. Whoa, after the thrill is gone. Now, according to the writers, that being Henley and Frey, the title came first as an aftermath of the old 1960s blues song by B.B. King called The Thrill Is Gone. As Henley said, quote, "We know that the thrill is gone, so now what?" This was a reference for them, and as to what was happening to the Eagles group as a whole at the time. They were at a point where they were now considered superstars, and their fame was established. It would hit its peak after their next album, Hotel California. So after years of hard work, they had made it and could enjoy the success. The problem was that now that they had made it, they realized that the main joy and incentive was dissipating. And individual differences in the group had started to fracture its unity. This was, in fact, the last album with the original group's lineup. Bernie Layden would leave the group to be replaced by Joe Walsh before work would begin on the Hotel California album. And the lyrics really reflected the mindset of Henley and Frey as they struggled to regain that thrill. Empty pages and a frozen pen. What can you do when your dreams come true and it's not quite like you planned? So you keep on singing for the sake of the song. Now, in a larger context, the song can mean many different things. There are enough lines in the lyrics that can be interpreted about a love relationship that has become stale or is approaching its end, Or it could be viewed from an individual perspective about life becoming boring if you let it be. If you have seen other segments of our messages in the music, I had previously used the John Mellencamp song Jack and Diane, and I kept going back to that lyric, "Oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone." Who knows? Maybe Mellencamp actually got that idea for his lyric from this song. So, how did this Eagles song find its way into my head? It actually showed up a few days before Christmas. To those of you who saw our live Christmas Eve stream, I wound up doing this song as a live Messages in the Music. For me, like so many other people, this Christmas season was especially hard this past year. Thanks to COVID, I spent my Christmas Eve and day with only two other people in my house. No family gathering, no friends over. I couldn't even see my daughter as she was still recovering from COVID. I couldn't be with the people I really wanted to be with. And I looked back on a number of relationships that had been damaged or ended or put on hiatus thanks to the year's activities. And I looked at how some stale things had become for me. I felt a bit like Ebenezer Scrooge when he said, "What is Christmas but a time to find yourself another year older and not an hour richer?" So when this song showed up in my head, it was really a message for me. A summary from my overall low feelings I had at a time of year when I was supposed to be happy. But I found two answers in the song lyrics for me. First was that it was okay to be feeling the way I was feeling, to be not in the merriest of moods. My feelings were valid, and there were reasons why they were there. Second, and more importantly, I found a resolution to my situation in the specific lyrics. Any kind of love without passion, well, that ain't no kind of lovin' at all. That was my takeaway. That told me while I could be sad about, well, how things went, they went that way for a reason. Relationships that ended had to do so. Things that had gone stale, well, that was the signal to either rekindle them or let them go for good. Deep down, I knew what I truly still had the passion for and where feelings were truly dead. It told me it was time to do a little spring cleaning on myself, yes, in the middle of winter, to make a bonfire using the dead wood of things that needed to be over or let go, and set them ablaze and give me energy to focus on the things that were still important to me and restart or retool them. Any kind of love without passion, well, that ain't no kind of loving at all. I have been repeating that lyric to myself over and over again and will continue to do so. While I didn't make any New Year's resolutions, I think the lyric will become my theme for 2021. And I will keep that lyric in mind as I go through the highs and lows of the year. So that's what I have for you today. Not so much a message in the music for everyone, but one that was meant for me that I wanted to share with you. And I'm pretty confident that much of what I said, either specifically or in general, applies to you as well. But I will leave it to you to find your own individual specific meanings, for only then will you find your own answers. And by the way, there was a reason why I didn't record this just after Christmas. Um, I had to let this message just kind of settle in, partially because I didn't want to record this when I was still kind of feeling in an overall depressed mood. Things have changed. And here we are, this being recorded the day after the presidential inauguration. And I'm really feeling like the new year has started now. And I know many people are. Not so much a political message, because it really isn't, but it really does seem that we've turned a dark corner in this country's history and that we can start doing new things again. And so this message, because it starts out kind of, well, a little depressing, but in me, I found a positive message. I found it even more positive as I've moved forward, and hence why I waited till now to record it. This actually is really leading into what will become our next Messages in the Music segment, which is already in my head, and it's going to be recorded pretty quickly and hopefully put out pretty quickly as well. Anyway, thank you for watching and take care. We'll be back again soon.